Like when I think of Black Friday, my memories growing up are my aunts and my mom would all wake up stupid early. And not always my mom, actually. She's not a big Black Friday fan, but they would wake up stupid early and go to the mall. And then usually on the years my mom wouldn't go, we would like, and then we still do this sometimes if we're together on Thanksgiving. Um, we'll go like get coffee and we'll go sit at the mall and we will people watch for a couple hours. And then when
I love
they're ready
that.
for lunch, we're like, okay, let's go to Ruby Tuesday, because it's like the only nice restaurant at the mall.
Hey there, welcome to Contracts and Chaos. My name is Alyssa.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to tell you that you are not alone in the mayhem of our real estate industry.
We're keeping it real and sharing our stories, strategies, and successes in today's real estate world.
So come join us. So I
Okay.
have some very bizarre things
Okay.
for
Okay.
Black Friday, which I hope goes really well because I feel like yours aren't going to be like bizarre.
I thought one of them was, but I also don't like because I don't think it's something people want to buy or normally go shopping for on Black Friday. Now I'm like, oh, Black Friday. So Amazon? What's Amazon?
Right.
Because
That's
I don't
that's
feel
Cyber
like
Monday. It's
is
Cyber
that what
Monday,
that is?
Alyssa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think most of mine are gonna be Cyber Mondays, like looking at this. Because I don't know where I would buy them locally.
That's
All right,
so
but
funny.
let's
No.
get into this. Okay. You go first. You said you have a bizarre things and now I'm intrigued.
I have a couple. Just I feel like they're just like out of the box. And when I think real estate, I think functionality. And I've
Mhm.
got some like run of the mill ones too. So we can alternate. I'll do one, you can do one, and then
Okay.
we'll figure it out. But uh I just got a notification and I thought of it and added it to the list when I got this email that there are food services like you can order those meals like HelloFresh, Every Plate that are doing Black Friday sales.
Oh, this is oh, hold on. I'm taking
And
notes.
honestly, my favorite thing about post COVID is the fact that I order my groceries online and I can either have them delivered or I pull into the parking lot and they put them in the back of my car.
Yep.
It's my favorite thing
Target
in the world.
drive up is my favorite. And like my mom and I had the conversation of, yeah, sometimes it's a little more expensive, but I'm sticking to my list.
Hmm.
And I have a
So
rule.
it's
I'm not
really
allowed to
not.
order junk food. If I'm having it delivered or someone's shopping for me, there's no junk food allowed in that order.
It's literally cheaper. I swear it is. And I have a Food Lion that's just a mile and a half down the road from me. And the only price that changes, they add $1.99 convenience fee. Right. So I started using a meal service when Violet was doing gymnastics 3 nights a week. And then Madeline started doing gymnastics. So it was 4 nights a week. And I was like, we're not going to eat.
Right.
And we started with HelloFresh. And I forget what their like meal cost is, but it was a lot more money than I would spend buying groceries to make food for the family. But Every Plate, we swapped to Every Plate last year and did it for a while. And then I feel like summertime I'm always like barbecue and pasta salads, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I
Yeah,
feel
and
like
kids aren't in
wintertime,
school, so you don't have like
yeah,
earlier bed. Like you can
right. So
make that
wintertime, I
work.
feel like is more of my meal service time. But right now, Every Plate, they're pre Black Friday, $1.49 a meal. $1.49 a meal.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
check out every plate and see if they have a paleo option.
Yeah, that would be cool because like
Um,
I
yeah.
can't make, meatloaf and macaroni and cheese for $1.49 a plate. I
Right?
can't do
Yeah.
it.
Like
And the
that's
biggest difference between HelloFresh and Every Plate is HelloFresh has much prettier packaging and much prettier recipe cards, but it's all the same recipes and all the same ingredients.
oh.
Yeah, it's a
So
sister company, just
gotcha.
cheaper.
Yeah, at $1.49 a plate. I'm literally gonna look into this because that's one of my strong. I don't mind eating the same thing 18 times a week because as a single person, recipes are not made for me.
Hmm.
So I get used to it because I'm like I'm not gonna make it and then throw it away just because I don't want to eat it again.
Right.
But one of my struggles is what do I want? What do I want to buy this week? And I even do the same thing. I'm like, all right, well, we're just gonna make this recipe again because it's quick and easy.
It's quick and easy.
This is
And
gonna be
I'm
great to
hungry.
mix things up. I like it. I like
Okay.
it a lot.
It's
Okay.
so, like, not real estate focused, but it
Oh, but
can
it is.
be.
It's gonna like so last week we talked about time blocking and how to
Mhm.
find like time saving things. Your big thing was like the parking spot at school, which I've told so many other people about. I'm like, y'all need to get your PTA to sponsor one of these. Like,
Exactly.
that's a great idea. And but this is one of those things. It's going to give you those minutes that turn into hours back, if not into your business, into your family, which then
Right.
fuels your business even more. Like, totally makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Totally makes sense. Okay,
Thanks.
so
Off to a great start.
yes, we are off. That is, you are out of the box. So mine, I'm gonna be like, well, mine's really boring. So last week or the week before, I mentioned I want a standing desk. And I'll be honest, I have been like scouring the internet and I can't find one I like at a price I want to pay that's going to look cute in my office. Um, so if one that I like comes up, it's going to be a Black Friday purchase. If not, um, I said this on our last episode, I built my desk by hand from scratch, like plane the wood, join the wood, all those things. Um, what I would love is to build this, but a standing version. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, because it obviously would fit the aesthetic of the office. It would just be at
Mhm.
the other end. So I texted my best friend and was like, "Yo, can we do that?" And he was like, "Well, just send me pictures because I don't really remember." And I'm like, "All right,
It
I'll
was
just
a
take a
long time
picture of what
ago.
we have."
Right.
Um, so that will be a Black Friday purchase if I can find one that I like at a price I want. Otherwise, that's coming off the perch, and that's going to be like a winter project. We can do it on like a sunny Sunday afternoon, and get that built. But if I can find one, then that'll be a Black Friday purchase. Just save that time.
I love that. I love that. Um, One that I actually saw last year after Black Friday, so I didn't do it, but it is on my list for this year, is I know a lot of real estate agents actually gift a Ring doorbell camera at closing, right?
Hmm.
They're like 100, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
a piece, right? Which is kind of like, I like to be a little more personalized in my, closing gift, but I know a lot of people like them. I know a lot of people use them.
Right.
And in certain situations, I think it's a great, like, hey, here you go. And last year they were 60% off for
Nice.
the regular, like, whatever, there's versions of them, like Gen 1 or whatever it is. It's like $39,
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
yeah,
That's
even
yeah,
to
get
just to buy like 5 or 10 of
right.
them
Just
and
to get you
have them for
started for the
closings
year.
for the rest of the year. Right.
Right.
Right. And I'm
Well,
just
if
like, that's a cool idea.
but no, that's a great idea, like stocking up on supplies you know you're going to need. So one of my things for my closing gift, I really like giving out either Yetis or Stanleys that have my logo on them.
Oh,
So my mom actually, she was like, "Oh, I just bought myself a new Yeti," and I was like, "Great," because I was going to get you a Stanley for Christmas. And she said, "Oh, but they have free personalization right now." And I was like, "Oh, so I'm going to check their web. That is not on my list, but I am going to keep an eye on because I do the same thing. Like when they offer the free personalization, or I have a lady locally who can have my logo etched on it. If they have
that's
them on
cool.
sale, I stock up on them. Or we do teacher gifts. We sponsor Teacher of the Month at a local elementary.
Yep.
And our gift every month is $50 in Starbucks gift cards and then a Starbucks tumbler. And we always buy the $25 tumbler.
Yep.
Well, I was wandering through Harris Teeter the other day and that $25 tumbler was $13. November, December, and
Score.
January's tumblers are sitting on the table behind me because I was like, let's
That's
up on these. So I think that's a very smart idea. Yeah, very
that.
smart.
That is cool. How did you sidetrack? I love the sponsoring a teacher every month. Do they pick a teacher of the month, or do you have a roster that you just go down through?
Yeah, so we made a connection with the principal and we said, "Hey,
Hmm.
like here's a couple ideas. We'd love to do one of these." It was teacher of the month, which they already do. And we were like,
Hmm.
"Okay, well, do you give them a prize?" And she was like, "No, we just like honor
Post
them
them
at
on
the
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, we posted on Facebook, we honor them at our monthly staff meeting and we were like, "Okay, can we would love to be there to present them with
Hmm.
that prize." And then she takes our picture
Oh,
and it
awesome.
gets posted and we get tagged every month.
Yeah.
So our monthly gift is $50, and I split it three ways. So it's an insurance agent, a mortgage lender, and I. They
Mhm.
each buy a $25 gift card. I buy the $25 tumbler. So I stocked up on tumblers when I found them on sale. But yeah,
Perfect.
our other idea with them was either that or could we do a monthly like teacher birthday party in the break room?
Yep.
And we really wanted teacher of the month because honestly, Brenda, we're in and out in 15 minutes once a
Yeah.
month. Um, Teacher birthday party, we would have had to stand there like a couple hours. It would have been awkward during
Right.
their like lunch or just drop it with like signs. And I was like, no, I want them. I want that
To meet me.
interaction.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we're trying to figure out something to do similar to connect with the local police department. And we did breakfast one month, and it was literally like leave it with the receptionist. Bye. And I was like, that's not building that
Don't like
relationship.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So back on topic. My second one is we've been talking about how obviously I'm going to move my desk to the other end. So it'll be actually, where's my finger? Next to this bookcase. And then the shelves behind or in front of me right now will be my new background.
Mhm.
So I want to get some backlighting, either like a neon sign, a light. I ordered one last week thinking I was going to do this all this week. It came in and the color wasn't as vibrant as I wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually have a whole box of Amazon returns I need to do later today. So that's getting returned, but that's on my list. Like something cool. Like I have a really cool painting, but I feel like if I put one of those backlights or even those strip lights up, it would
Mhm.
just make my background pop more. Since we are doing like the podcast, I'm doing more
Right.
video. I need a background that's going to grab people's attention.
That's what I'm wanting to do. Like I have the wallpaper, but I have no idea what I want to put on it because
Right.
right now it's just a lot
Yeah,
of
you need to break it up. Something like a neon sign, or I could just see Travis being like, "Why is there a neon sign in our closet?"
You
Well,
should have seen
honey.
him the day that I put the wallpaper up. So, and neon signs are nothing new. I've got one behind my computer. I've got one up there. You can't see it. It's out of the like those are
Yeah.
let me think. What is the other thing? Last year is when I actually bought this Mac desktop.
Yes, your computer.
Um, love it. And the only thing that I have now that is not an Apple product. So the last one, two, actually, it has been 3 Black Fridays. I've gotten my computer, my iPad, and the first Black Friday when I first got licensed, I was like, I just want an Apple Watch, right? It was the smallest purchase. And this year, I think the only thing that's missing out of my lineup for Apple to be able to share all of this stuff, which is amazing, is a laptop.
Yeah.
So, not sure if I'm going to go Air or Pro. I think Air is going to be just fine for everything that I need it to be.
Yeah,
But
especially
that
since you
is,
have the desktop. If you didn't have the Mac desktop, I would say no, you're going to want a Pro, especially with all the
mhm,
video editing. But you do that on the desktop for the most
yep,
part. So I would agree, and you'll be fine with an Air. For me, that's also on my possibility list. It depends on what the deals are.
yep.
Um, I would go Pro because I don't have a Mac desktop. I just have a monitor. I plug it in. Oh,
Oh, that's
she's
right. Your
calling.
your laptop plugs into a big
Yeah,
monitor.
so
Yep,
it's not like I need all that processing computing power in the actual laptop. But I think that's a great
I
idea.
find myself so annoyed when I get on my HP laptop right now because like on the computer, like I can share files with everything, and I'm like, "Ugh, it's on my Apple."
Right. No, it's amazing. So and not guys, we are not getting reimbursed or sponsored or anything. I mean, I don't even know if we have a
Unless Apple
follower yet.
wants to sponsor
I
us,
mean, yeah, they are more than
I would
welcome
like
to
a
because let me tell you,
pro.
everything in my life is Apple.
Mhm.
Laptop, iPad, phone, watch. Even the keyboard I bought for my app for my iPad is the Apple one. I didn't go secondhand or like
Yep.
aftermarket, whatever they call it. Um, and that's why because everything feeds to everything else. The only thing like I need to get better at figuring out how to use the cloud for files without
Mhm.
like sending it to my iPad because but that's on me. That's I mean the
Yep.
technology's there. I just don't know how to do it yet.
Yep.
But I agree like that makes my life so much easier. Everything is seamless.
Yep.
Um, okay, so I'm next, right?
Yeah.
So I have, it's actually funny because yesterday I had my one-on-one with my team lead and I kept going like this. And he was like, "What are you looking at?" And I was like, "Oh, well, you're asking me about my numbers and they're all on these giant whiteboards right here next to me. So I'm looking at them because everything is there." And I have these giant whiteboards. I have like my Monday 7-minute review. I have like the months written out so I can see my pipeline. I
Mhm.
have the months written out differently so I can cross off what I have closed in each month. And I need to make that a little more official, a little more organized because it's just like written out and messy. But I realized that I'm constantly like, I put my like inspections and due diligence period ends and all those things, the dates in my calendar. And I know them
Mhm.
here as well. Like when we go under contract, it's here. But what I don't have is a visual. And I am a very visual learner. I don't know if I have like a photographic memory. I'm sure I don't. But I want a whiteboard calendar because I want to every month be able to write in, even just like, even though like I time block and I know those things, but I want to be able to write in, hey, don't forget, like this Monday is when we're going to meet with team lead. This is when our team meeting is. And just each month be able to write it down. So I have one in my cart on Amazon. I'm going to have my best friend come and shuffle some of these whiteboards around. He's going to hate me because he came and hung these up for me and I'm like, "Oh, they're great, but now we're going to add more." So I need one of them cuz one of them is just like a daily to-do list that I actually use um to keep track of like, "Hey, don't forget you need to buy that closing gift. Don't forget you want to join Rotary in the next couple months." Things like that. So I'm just
Mhm.
going to shuffle that one up and put the calendar below it so it's line of sight, which
Yep.
actually might change now that I'm reorganized. Now it'll still be there. But yeah, that's on my I want a calendar whiteboard that I can just I know where this month is, especially when I go under contract, I can write it in real quick. It's on there. We're good.
Yeah, that's a
Things
good
can be
idea.
color coded. I'm very visual. Like right behind my laptop right now is my, oh, it's very outdated. I haven't updated it, but was my last 12-week sprint, like my goals and the tasks. They're right
Mhm.
there. Like it's visual. On the other side of that is my goals for the year and then how it's broken, how I figured out what those needed to be based on my financials. So, and that's then split out like basics, survival, what I'd really love my life to look like to be like comfy.
Mhm.
And then like I refer to it as luxury. Like, okay, we're gonna upgrade this life. So that's all right. I can see it every day. So I want that calendar right there too. It would make life easier.
Good idea. I think I'm gonna add put those. I think I'm gonna hang a bunch of whiteboards. That's a good idea. I have
Yeah.
a like a cork board right here that I have like my weekly, pictures of the kids. I've got all that stuff's right there. But I love,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do
Yeah. It's
that. Okay.
all right there. It's perfect.
My next one is again back to I'm busy. I don't have time to do all of the things and be super duper successful like I, you know, plan to be. So, I'm getting a robot vacuum.
I love my robot
Yeah,
vacuum.
I've had 3 of them. I've killed all 3 of them because of the dog hair in our house. The dog hair, the clay, the hay from the horses.
Mm.
And I will be getting one of the pet ones. I can never remember the name of it. I have to actually look it up again. But it self empties, right? Which was the
Ooh,
problem
nice.
with the last ones. Like set it and forget it is great, but if I don't empty it at night, then it's just like burning up the motor and the filters. It's just I've gone through
Yeah.
3 of them. 3 cheaper ones, right?
Right.
So in that aspect, I could have bought this one that
Hmm.
senses, hey, the tank is full, and it goes and dispenses it into its own little tower, and
Yeah.
then we'll continue. So that
And
will be
you could make
huge.
emptying the tower one of the girls' chores.
Hmm.
I like that idea. I have
Yep.
a robot one. I need to get better at running it, but I used to run it and I got it because like when I had the dog, it was fine. Then when the cats showed up, I was like, "Ooh, like okay." Because I had a rainbow vacuum, which if you're a vacuum snot, you know what it is.
Oh my
Um,
god, my dad used to sell rainbow vacuums.
I sold it. Simply just it was too big for my house. Like if
Mhm.
they made a canister or a stick version, I'd be all in. But it was just my house. I live in 1,000 square feet, and I just didn't
Right.
have room to store it. Um, and it's a pain to get out every day. But I did the same thing. I bought like one of the cheap Roombas, and I run it at a minimum every third day, and then I get my Dyson out and do it like a deep vacuum. Thankfully, I have wood and vinyl flooring. I don't have any carpet, so it's not as
Yep.
bad. But no, I like
Same.
that. That's a great, yeah, that's a saver. Um, okay, so my next one is lavish.
Lavish. Oh, we love us
Lavish.
a lavish Black
It
Friday spend.
is it is going to be the biggest check I've ever written. I can't guarantee it will happen on Black Friday. And it's something that's been in process for a month and a half now. We've kind of talked about it before. I have to buy a new car. And
Yes.
I have, we thought last week I had it narrowed down. I was going to go buy one the next day. No, that didn't work out.
You've told me you're gonna buy a car like 3 times now.
I
Like,
know.
I'm going to pick up this car.
I'm going to. Well, and then what happens is my best friend texts me and goes, "Hey, I think I found a better deal." And the other thing that happens is, did you know I'm learning as I go because I haven't bought a car in forever and I've always financed one. They charge you extra if you don't finance.
Yes.
Like, I'm not talking like, oh, there's a $50 fee. I'm talking they're adding, I've seen anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 added to the price of a, and I'm like, what? Like, what? Why? I mean, I'm sure there's a reason, but it just is ridiculous to me, especially that much. And I get it. They get paid by the finance companies and all those things. But I also think it's a scam and it's not fair. So, um, along with that car purchase, once I buy one, I'm also, and I've already started the search, things to keep my car organized. I had some stuff in the last car. I have like a full desk set up. I have a tray that hooks to my steering wheel and turns it into a desk for my laptop. I have an organizer for the passenger seat that I stick everything in. But I also want, this car will have a trunk. I haven't had a trunk in a while. I had a hatchback. So like trunk organizers. I found something that hangs on the side of the passenger seat for easier access. So that and a dash cam. Um, yeah, with all of the driving we do, it is not an if, it is a when we will be involved in an accident. It's part of our business. Um, I got screwed in this accident because I don't think it was my fault. And the cop took both sides and they claimed it was my fault, whatever. Came out, he said it was no fault. Like we were both at fault. So it went on both of our insurances. I want a front and rear dash cam. And so that's on the list of things I'm keeping an eye on Black Friday. So I'm not in a rush, but I'm going to keep an eye on car sales and run numbers and just figure out what's best. But to go along with that, on Black Friday, definitely organizers and a dash cam. Keep an eye out because most dash cams are universal. Or if if it doesn't fit, I guess I can figure it out because I've narrowed down what I am buying for certain. I just don't know which one yet. But that's on my list.
That's funny because you just took my last item
Was it dash
is
cam?
no, no, not a dash cam, the organizers in the car thing. So I used to have, and I still have stuff in my car, but I used to have an actual kit in because I did have a trunk. Um, or at least it was a hatchback, but it had like that space between the back seat and it felt like a trunk for things to sit. With the VW, my back seat, my third row is up and down and up and down. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I don't have a designated spot for things to be. So I've looked into a few different cases that because I like pockets. It's got to have pockets. I like it to be, I don't want to just throw a bunch of stuff into a bucket, you know? Um, but one of those is needed. I was at a house the other day that I was like, oh, just ran out of Clorox wipes. I wish I had my Clorox wipes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those things I certainly have to get it restocked and something like that I can keep with
Hmm.
me. My car's plenty big enough. I just need something to keep everything contained so it's not
Right.
free floating in my back seat.
Or like for when I'm traveling, it's one pull and it's out. Not, hold on, let me get these 18 different things out of my car so now we can fit suitcases and the dog in it. Like,
Right.
no, I just want pull and gone. Or even for like open houses, pull it out, bring it in the house, we're done. I agree. I think that's a great idea. Okay,
Or
so my
in that case, organizers for everything, I guess. Like even just to have in the office, like a go kit for an open house, a
right.
go kit for, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
those
like
kinds of things.
my open house kit, I actually need to go through and clean it out. And I'm going to use some of this holiday downtime now that we've entered that slippery slope to truly go through and organize and streamline things. But my open house kit is just in like one of those, those $3 reusable bags you get at TJ Maxx.
Yep.
It's all shoved in there. And it's like, well, why not put it in a trunk organizer is a great option because put it in the trunk, pull it out of the trunk. Like, and it's all organized and set up because it's the same shit, different house,
Right.
um,
Exactly.
it's rinse and repeat. I bring a lot less than I used to too. So and I left my booty bin at an open house once and never got it back, which is fine. I needed a new one anyway. So yes,
Mhm.
organizer stuff. I guess I need to put booties on my list because I left I think all the booties at that open house. Um, okay, so my last one is funny.
Oh, good.
I and
We'll end on a funny
I,
note.
I'm telling you, I'm calling an audible right here because it's not what is written on my list. But after I talked about backlighting, I was like, I don't know if I also want a neon sign. So I think backlighting, neon sign are going to be game day
Similar.
decision.
Mhm.
Yeah, figure out how I want this space to really look. Um, Mine is clothing. I right? I
Why
mean,
is that funny? Why do we think that's
because
funny?
I feel because so I struggled with going to Rise. I was like, what the hell am I going to wear? Like guys, I literally have leggings on right now. Like I have a cute top on to make it look like I'm ready to rock and roll because I have a lot of filming to do today, but I'm still in leggings. So when we went to Rise, I was like, shit, I don't own any clothing. Like in the summer, I rotate through like 5 or 6 sundresses because easy done out the door. Um, but the weather, yes, it was still warm in California, but not that warm. And those dresses by the end of the summer are worn out.
Right.
So, I had to go buy a bunch of clothing to go to the conference. That was literally my biggest stressor. I didn't care about my travel arrangements, anything. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna wear. Um, I want to get some more like cute stuff. I also like my realtor t-shirts, like the cheesy ones that you can throw on with a pair of jeans and a cute necklace and walk out the door and it looks somewhat acceptable. They need some refreshing. Some of
Yeah,
them are
mine too.
rather worn out. So I'm keeping an eye on like Etsy and stuff like that to see cute stuff that, when I go to the Whitewater Center, I don't have to be dressed professionally, but I want stuff that says, "Hey, that's what I do." Won't be personalized necessarily. I did get 2 quarter zips at Rise that have the real logo embroidered, so I'm then going to have my logo embroidered on the other side.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, but just stuff that when I'm yes, like cute business casual or like I call it elevated streetwear because I
Mhm.
hate the term business casual and you will never.
Yeah.
So, though that's my last thing is just a couple items like update those cheesy t-shirts, cuz mine are getting pretty worn out. I noticed one I was like, "Why is the print in the middle all worn out?" And I was like, "Oh, the strap from my purse
Oh, you
crosses
rub
right
across it. Yeah.
wears it all off." So that's my last one is definitely updating the wardrobe, grabbing a couple new things that say, hey, this is what I do. So when I'm at a coffee shop on a Saturday, super casual, it still has a potential to start that conversation or um stuff like that. So that's my final item.
I think that's a good one. And that's going to probably be the easiest one for you to
Right?
scoop up. That's the one that you're going to
Probably.
hit the mall for at three
Right,
o'clock in the
exactly.
morning. Let me go to
I
Maurice's.
don't know if you know me, but there will be no 3 o'clock in the morning. Um
I do love a good Black Friday shop. And listen, my husband will tell you that I will go window shop for like 8 hours and come home with like a pair of boots, you know?
Right? Or
Um,
like I remember back in the day, it was always that you had to get the Victoria's Secret bag. So we'd
yes,
rush
you have
and
to
go to
spend enough there to get the
right,
free bag.
which I don't shop at Victoria's Secret anymore. But yeah, that was like always you got to get the Victoria's
Mm.
Secret bag. But
Girl,
anyway,
you are pretty and young. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Okay, we gotta
okay.
wrap this up. We
Yeah, we
actually
got
got
to
another
yeah, we have another
call.
call we have to get on. That's perfect.
Yeah, this was fun. Black Friday. If you have anything else to share, make sure you let us know because we'll add it to our lists.
Yes, we will add it to our
Um,
list. We should probably post our lists somewhere.
yeah,
I should probably get that Instagram started.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.